Hey Swaggy Swan family, thanks for tuning in. You guys asked for this topic, so here it is. How to grow your child's hair faster and whether you should do it with aloe vera or rice water. This is a really big topic. You guys send a lot of questions about this, so let's jump right into it. Let's start with rice water. So here's the thing. When your child is first born, most people know, especially if your child is African American, they have very silkier texture hair. Doesn't mean their hair is going to stay that way, but generally that's the hair they come out with. Very fine, thin, and silky, like you see Savannah's hair here. A lot of babies will have a lot of hair like Savannah did, and some might not have a lot of hair at all. Either way, doesn't matter. You still want to incorporate a routine in order to stimulate their hair so that you can maintain the health of the hair, not necessarily the texture, but the health. This is what's important because their hair is in such a delicate state. When it comes to rice water, you have to be careful. There's nothing wrong with making your rice water, putting it in a spray bottle and using it in your child's hair, but you have to be realistic and you have to understand and monitor your child's hair. So a couple of months after they've been born, let's say when your child is about 4 to 5 months, for example, if you're thinking to yourself, should I finally start rice water? Here's the thing. That still may be a little bit early depending on how your child's hair is flourishing. So here's what I mean by that. Let's take this clip that you're looking at here of Savannah. Let's say your child's hair looks like this around the 4 or 5 month mark of birth, after giving birth. And your goal is to get their hair to look like this. Here's the thing. It is a marathon, okay? It is not a sprint or a race, and you have to be strategic. In order to get your child's hair flourishing, full, fluffy, healthy, whole head of hair that you see here, there are certain things that, yes, you can do, and their hair will flourish in its time, and you can aid it with the proper routines and regimens. There's nothing wrong with rice water, but I just want it to be known in order to get to this point that you see here in Savannah's hair, you have to create a routine that makes sense for your child's hair and isn't harmful to their hair. Okay, so it is possible to get to this. Obviously, genetics plays a portion, but don't let anyone tell you that, oh, your child's hair is only going to be long, full, thick, healthy, depending on genetics. That's not the case. Genetics determines, yes, the path of your child's hair and how it might be ultimately, but you aid it with treatments such as rice water, aloe vera, Jamaican black castor oil, and such. So here's what you do. So when you've made your rice water, you can use it on your child's hair if their hair is full and flourishing at an early age. I wouldn't say any more than the 5 month mark. If you're trying to use rice water, which can be very strong and potent, before 5 months of age, that might be an issue. Okay. The only reason I would say you probably can use it around 5 to 6 months, again, is if they really do have thick, full hair. But don't run to rice water, guys. If your child's hair is experiencing balding, weakness, shedding, thinning, rice water is not the answer for that because it's better for hair that is already in a healthier state. So if you're going to use the rice water treatment, again, I would say probably a safe time to incorporate it would be the 5th month mark if their hair is full and hasn't experienced any issues with shedding, thinning, or balding. And if it has experienced that, you want to get it to a healthy state first and then possibly begin to use the rice water rinses in the hair like you see me doing in Savannah's hair in this clip in many of my other videos. So again, 5 months is kind of early unless they really have thick, durable hair, similar to what Savannah had. If they didn't have that hair and you want to start using it early on, I would say wait until about this, maybe let's say like the 7th month. You should be seeing a transition of the hair then to be able to determine, is their hair truly in a state where I feel comfortable adding it? And yes, you can get to this lovely look here that you see from using rice water. The benefits of the rice water are this. When you're making your rice water, you're basically fermenting it, which is having the rice sit in water for at least 12 hours or more. That's called the fermentation process. From the fermentation, patera is produced in your rice water, which has lots of amino acids and healthy nutrients that you want for the child's hair. Specifically, those nutrients are vitamins B, C, and E. And those vitamins and amino acids get to your child's hair shaft, causing it to be strengthened, more shiny, and smooth and manageable. Rice water also creates more elasticity in the hair. Hence, the hair grows and it grows long. Aided with other hair growth stimulants such as authentic Jamaican black castor oil, rice water really can help your child's hair and even adults' hair to grow at a faster rate. But it is extremely important that you know this. Rice water can have unfavorable effects if you're not using it right based on your child's hair porosity. I have a video on how to test their hair porosity. Check that out. You need to know whether they have low or high hair porosity to understand how the lots of protein in rice water is going to affect their hair. So if your child has low porosity hair and you're using rice water too early in their hair, too young, and too frequently, it can cause it to be very dry and brittle, and you won't see the results that other people rave about. So if they have low porosity hair, it means you have to be careful when you're making your rice water. Make sure that you dilute it heavily after it's fermented and you're transferring it into that spray bottle. Look at this clip again. You're going to want to add way more water to the spray bottle than you are the rice water. That's how you help to reduce protein overload and too much protein in your rice water treatment/rinses for your child's hair. So you can still do them, and you're going to want to do it limited, maybe once a month or twice at the most if your child has low porosity hair. And if your child has high porosity hair, you can obviously do the rice water treatments more frequently, but still monitoring to make sure their hair is actually flourishing and their curls are looking good, it's shiny and smooth. Again, if you notice any brittleness or dryness, stop the rice water and wait some more months. Either way, so whatever you decide to do with the rice water treatments, use a moisturizer at the end of the treatment to ensure the hair is protected for your child. Now let's talk about the aloe vera treatment. The difference between aloe vera and the rice water is there's way more protein in rice water. So for aloe vera treatments, if you're not familiar with what I do with Savannah's hair, I'll talk about that briefly as I show you here in the clips, and we'll talk about when you can start that routine. You're going to want to dampen your child's hair before applying any type of aloe vera. This is the Jamaican black castor oil water that I use. It has vitamin C and vitamin E in it. If you don't have this spray from As I Am, you can just simply use water. Either or is fine, but definitely want to dampen or wet the hair before applying it to your child's hair. So you would apply this JBCO water or water in a spray from a spray bottle, or if you don't have a spray bottle, it's fine, guys. Just make it work. You'll apply that to your child's hair, and then you'll apply the aloe vera pieces. I will show you how to do that. Here's the thing about aloe vera that's great. When your child is born, like I was saying, they have very soft, delicate hair. The great thing about aloe vera, unlike rice water, is you can actually use this earlier on your child's head because it is very natural and it's kind of safe in a sense. The reason I say kind of is only way it's not safe is if your child is allergic to aloe vera. I always tell you guys, check with your pediatrician before doing anything to your child's hair, of course, but you can actually just do a skin patch test, rub a little bit of the aloe vera on a small part of their skin, see after an hour if they have a reaction, redness, bumps, or anything, and you can kind of tell whether or not they're allergic to aloe vera. And if they are not allergic, then of course you can go forward with the treatments. Because this is so delicate and natural and you're literally just using the gel that is in the actual plant, you should be okay to use this way earlier than you would with rice water. There's no such thing really as protein overload when it comes to the gel from aloe vera. That's how delicate it is. You're really just getting those great nutrients that are inside that gel you see here and being able to apply it to your child's hair. You would simply apply it, allow it to sit for at least 15 or 20 minutes if you can, and then you rinse it out. Again, very gentle. It's not going to leave any residue. It's not going to cause any stiffness or dryness or anything like that. Really and truly, that gel just brings out even greater moisture in your child's hair. I would say you can use this as young as 2, closer to 3 months of age after giving birth to your child. Again, because it has a lot of healing benefits. This is stuff that you can look up. It's good for their skin. It's good for their scalp. If they have dandruff, issues with cradle cap, it's great for that. Also, a lot of healing properties are in this gel with aloe vera, which is why it is okay to use earlier. Now, if you're using it for simply wanting to stimulate hair growth and even just aid in moisturizing their hair, I would say again, this is really a great go-to if you're looking to start that form of a hair care routine earlier on. You can absolutely wait. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, in terms of safety and how early you can use it, I would say 2, closer to the 3-month mark. It also doesn't matter whether their hair is in a healthy state or not, because this is more of a healing regimen based on the nutrients in the aloe vera gel. You should pretty much be fine in terms of applying it. Also, you don't have to worry about the frequency in which you apply it. That's another thing. Unlike rice water, you do have to be very careful with rice water, like I said, because your child can get protein overload, and also it can break or dry out your child's hair if your child's hair is not already healthy. So the difference here with aloe vera, none of that really matters. Whether your child's hair is already thinning, balding, having any type of issues, that really doesn't matter. You can begin to use the aloe vera gel. So as you see me doing here in this situation, Savannah had some very old braids in. I literally wanted to apply the treatment for some moisture in her curly fro look that she was going to have when I took these out. So I just cut up my pieces, and as you can see here, because I sliced them in half, it's easy to apply to the hair, and I just apply it all over. I rub it in. I'm getting it in her scalp, which is what you really want to do. And then I also make sure to work it through the strands of the hair. Now, by applying that aloe vera, those enzymes that need to get in there are getting to the scalp, the hair shaft, and all the way through the strands, making it stronger, smoother, shinier, and it really acts as a conditioning treatment, honestly, and it's going to help with moisture. So after I've applied the gel, I just went ahead and sprayed more of that JBCO water just to kind of rinse it, and then I'm just patting it dry literally with a paper towel. So super easy to use, very affordable. There also isn't really any wait in terms of applying aloe vera versus rice water. You do have to wait for it to be effective, at least 12 hours, like I was telling you guys, for it to ferment. Rice water takes a little bit more dedication, knowledge, and you have to be extremely careful with it. It is super, super beneficial, but as you can see, there's a lot of things you have to pay attention to in order to make sure the rice water regimen goes the way it needs to. Aloe vera is more simple, easier to use and understand, I believe. Now, Jamaican black castor oil, whether you decide to go the route of rice water or aloe vera, I always tell you guys, I've been saying this since day one, Jamaican black castor oil is an absolute go-to. It aids in circulation. It helps with stimulating growth, which is why a lot of brands, as you can see, have added it to their ingredients, because it's just the truth, guys. So even if you decide I'm still a little bit on the weary side about rice water and aloe vera, you can always go this route and just use authentic Jamaican black castor oil until your child gets to an age where you feel like, okay, I'm ready to add a different hair care regimen, one of those two, or you can add it as, an added bonus to one of those regimens, okay? You just apply it simply like this. You want to make sure you're getting it to the scalp. As you can see with all of these treatments, the scalp is the foundation and the scalp is where it begins. So don't neglect the scalp, just like you don't neglect the strands, but more importantly, you definitely want to start at the scalp to promote healthy hair. After I apply the Jamaican black castor oil, I simply just take Savannah's hair out of this protective style that she had in, and I'm just going to show you the end result of that. All right, Swaggy Swans, voila, her hair is out, curly fro is back full in effect, and this is baby girl's hair. So here's what I have to say. I know this was a lot of information, but I tried to sum it up without talking your ears off. I know I can talk a lot, sorry guys, but this is such great information. I really hope you now have a better idea of understanding the benefits versus rice water and aloe vera and which routine you're going to choose, how to choose wisely, and just knowing side effects and the best time to start either or routine. Either way, the final choice is up to you as a parent or caregiver. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Remember, God loves you all. All hair is beautiful, and don't let anyone tell you there's anything wrong with choosing a hair care routine for your child at a young age. Thanks for watching, guys.